Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
So we're working on that.
Television.
Sissy. Okay. So I think it's so special having my big sister do my makeup. I love when my sissy Erica helps me kind of play, I say dress up. It just makes me feel like, you know, my big sister making me look fly, as she would say. I like it. Smoky sexy.
Social media. Video shoots. Photo shoots. Live stream.
Like 2 weeks ago, and most of you know I'm a casting associate, so I cast background and extras and whatever for Footwrk casting.
Movies.
Dwayne, can I see you in my office?
Yeah. Can I use the bathroom first?
Well, make it fast.
YouTube videos.
Sweet love, hear me calling out your name. I feel no shame in love, love. Don't you ever
Or commercials. Denia Designs for You will get you right. Grab that S4S jewelry. Just go to bit.ly/DD4U jewelry.
Located at 4655 South King Drive. Approved by Papas Everywhere.
Hello, and welcome to Denia Azure Radio. I have the phenomenal Twon, who is one of the producers of the Crown Chicago Footwrk World Championships in the building. Hello, Twon, how are you?
Peace and blessings. I'm doing just fine. Glad to be here on the show. Thank you for having me, for opening up your platform, for us to share information to your audience about what we got going on here in the city of Chicago and abroad. Once again, thanks for having me. It's an honor.
Absolutely. So how did you originally get into footworking? Well, no, first of all, for those who are listening later on and don't know what footworking is, explain how we do that here in Chicago.
So Chicago Footwrk is what we call it, is a dance art form that started in the late 80s. And basically it derived from, you know, when you went to church and you seen a person catching the Holy Ghost, like that type of form of movement, which was the original dance called the Ghost. That's kind of how it formed. It originated from the west side of Chicago. And then we kind of migrated it from the west side to the south side and kind of took it, and it just kind of evolved with the spread of the dances and the shows and the things of that nature as far as the industry is concerned. But it's basically a form of a fast movement with your feet, and you can get as creative as you want. It started out with a BPM of 120. Right now we're at 160 beats per minute. So that's how fast we dancing, 160 beats per minute. So it's a very quick and fast art form, but it's spread it all over the world now. So it's global at this point.
It truly is. And it's absolutely amazing. I have friends who do footwork, and it's just like, every time I see them, I'm like, oh my goodness. Because I grew up belly dancing, and footworking, I cannot move my feet that fast. So how did you originally get into footworking?
So I started out. So footworking basically was a sad art form. So back in the 80s, it was dance groups. I come from the dance group called House of Matic. It's the
Okay.
first dance group, basically that was a household name in the city of Chicago. We basically pioneered a whole bunch of things as far as the industry is concerned when it comes to dance. So basically, what we used to do was we used to take songs, popular songs, and make up dances, hip hop dances to those particular songs, and then we basically created skits that went along with that. And then when that was all said and done, we had a finale that we used house music to dance to do our art form, which was more so stepping, whipping, popping, and then all as we know today, becoming Chicago Footwork as well. And so it was a combination of all those things put together to create a performance that we were doing in, high school talent shows, regular talent shows, and then it just kind of evolved because it was something new that the city hasn't seen. And so when you start seeing things that new, it kind of take off really quick, and it just exploded to concerts, to crossover, worldwide tours, TV shows. Like it just went like a wildfire. And you got to take credit to just the whole dance industry itself for playing a part at pushing the culture. But you got beginning dance groups like House of Matic, then U5U, then came K59, then House Arrest 2, West Side Main Attraction, Full Effect, North Side, Second to None, a lot of footwork crews, Creation Global, Terror Squad, Goon Squad. Like it's a lot of stuff out here. I have a school. It's called the Urban Art. It's on 111th and Woodworth. If you go
Okay.
past it, you can see all the names of the dance groups and all of the DJs on that building. And it gives you the origin of it, who and where and how.
That's awesome. So, how did you start your school? Like, how did that whole situation come to be?
So I started dancing when I was very, very young. So it always been a passion of mine. And that was one of the things that kept me off the street. It had gave me something to do. And so it was an outlet, getting out childhood traumas and things to that nature. It just was an outlet to channel that energy. And so what happened is, they started taking all of the arts out of the schools. And so it left, placements. They start closing down activities at the Chicago Park districts. Like they just kind of alienated it, our community with things to do. And so, you see the violence picking up in the city of Chicago. And so I always wanted to do something like that to give back to the community. It's just I didn't have the resources at the time. So back in 2018, I decided to, take some of my hard work, some of the money that I had saved up, and I decided to open up a school. It's a non-for-profit. It's called the Urban Art, and it's basically my give back to the community, to the culture, for things of dance and art, to give us an outlet so it can kind of minimize the violence out on the street, but also we do financial literacy. So we also educate the people on finances, how to save, how to build their credit, how to invest, things to that nature, with a twist of entrepreneurship, showing them how to start businesses, because your art is your talent. And so if you have a talent that nobody can take away from you, you can always start a business. And that could be how you start and make generational wealth with something that God gave you a talent for. So that's how that came about. The name came, the Urban Ark. Urban, of course, city, the Ark, almost like Noah's Ark. So I was in Hawaii at the time on tour, and I was in the middle of the ocean, and I was on this boat, and I just was, picturing and seeing the whole Noah's Ark thing, and I'm on a boat, and I'm like, oh my God, this is, something that's wonderful. And then I left there and went to New York, and across from Trump Tower is Central Park, and it's a big statue in Central Park that's almost shaped like a boat. and it got people on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of put it all together. Urban. I was in a urban city. I just came off the water, the arc. So that's how the name came about, the urban arc. So that's how.
Definitely. Yes. You know, and I think what most people don't understand, kind of explain why dance expression is so important to the health of our youth.
Well, so young people are very energetic, and they have short attention spans. That's because
Mhm.
they're always creating, always evolving. Their body is, steady creating and growing, and so
Mhm.
they always need something to do. And so a lot of people say, okay, the child is too busy, then they want to diagnose them with a disease or something to that nature. But at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's just us being creative, and we have to have some outlet because we are creative beings. We're one of the creative beings on the earth. We've created
Mhm.
so many things, so many inventions. Whether or not they want to give us credit for it or not, the fact of the matter is we did it. And so this art form, whether it's dance, whether it's footwork, whether it's video production, whether it's drawing, whether it's film, whether it's radio production, like these are outlets that give kids something to do. A steady
Yes.
sitting on a video game all day, playing
Mhm.
Grand Theft Auto. Now they want to go steal cars, which is a epidemic or a pandemic, or however you want to call it in the city. They want to
Mhm.
rob people, kill people, and they get all this stuff from sitting on that video game all day long or on their
Mhm.
phones all day long, and they're just being conditioned and persuaded to do whatever the phone or the video games want them to do. And so dancing and all these arts give them a real outlet so they can further their craft and learn a God-given talent so they can really
Yes.
start creating generational wealth. And that's the big
Absolutely.
us behind,
And
and
it's
we got
interesting
to
that
see
you're saying.
that.
So, were you one of those kids that was up there playing Dance Revolution?
So actually, I was dancing before that. So a
Right.
quick gem. So I was on tour in the '90s, early '90s, with a group called Poi Dog Pounder, and we had a
Mhm.
show at the House of Blues downtown Chicago, and sold out show. I mean, we rocked it, and we had some execs from Sony come back and talk to us, and they wanted us to put on these suits and these little bubs. They wanted to record us dancing so they can put it in a video game. And so they gave the information to our
Wow.
president. His name was William Hines at the time,
Mhm.
and he lost the card, and we blew that opportunity. But we would have been the first people to be able to create a video game back in the early '90s. We were way ahead of our time. And so it's just moments like that, opportunities like
Yeah.
that, that will present itself, and you never know when. But the culture definitely is life changing.
So, for those of y'all who don't know, Dance Revolution was this video game that used to be in the arcades. I'm not sure if it. Oh, I think it still might be in a couple arcades, but it used to be like all over the city. Predominantly when Disney Quest was here. I'm not if you're around. But Disney Quest had a section of it, and basically, you have to follow the dance moves of the character. And when you get to a certain level, it's just like you have to be a professional dancer, otherwise it's just not gonna work. Because it gets so crazy. You're like, wait, what? You gotta
Yeah,
go the hand here, foot over there. It's like, wait, what are we
yeah,
doing? So,
yeah.
what I
So that
like
that
about
that that, that particular game, I think, was out in the early 2000s. In the
yes,
2000s when that came out. But by that time, I have already been dancing professionally
so
for
you was
over a
killing
decade. So I
it.
was already like on tours with big artists
Mhm.
and already doing big shows and things to that nature. So I actually wasn't on that dance playing that game because I didn't have the time to. I was already in the field touring the world.
That's amazing. I love it. I love it. So you have been able to take your passion and tour all over the world. What has been one of your favorite places to visit?
Um So I've been so many places. I wouldn't necessarily say that I have a favorite place, but when you go to Japan, Tokyo, Osaka, those are some of the nicest people in the world. They're very kind, very polite. It's just an experience that I would suggest everybody to go experience to really see what a kind human being should be, you know. And it's just not one person; it's the whole culture. Like it was amazing. Like it was just the hospitality was amazing there. Africa, South Africa, the experience was, oh my God, just being around our people, culture. They speak about 10 to 15 different languages there. So just the experience, the different languages, the different cultures, the different foods, and for them to receive, you know, the footwork, like, oh my God, it was just amazing. I had a great time in Africa. That was one of my great places to be. I love, what other place do I love? London is okay. I like London. It reminds me of home. It's kind of fast paced. They're kind of into the same things that we're into.
Right.
Dubai is nice because I love architectural. So to go to Dubai and see all of the different architectures, the architectural buildings that's very different and unique, it's mind blowing. And everything there is the biggest. They got the biggest building in the world, the biggest aquarium, biggest everything is the biggest in the
Right.
world. You know, the only 8-star hotel in the world. Like it's just amazing. Like
Wow.
yeah,
I
it's
love
it's
it.
man, it's awesome over there. But I like a lot of places, China, India, like everywhere in the world. I kind of like because it's something different. It's a different culture. It's a different experience. I had a great time in Italy. We did about 4 or 5 cities over there, just to be in the Coliseum. My favorite movie is Gladiator.
Yeah.
To be able to go to the Coliseum and man, it was something else. But I like
Yes.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about the competition.
So the Crown Chicago Footwork World Championship is happening August 8th at the Dusaba Museum from 6 to 10. August is Chicago Footwork Month. So we celebrate Chicago Footwork in the month of August. So every August is Chicago Footwork. We have events going on all over the city in the month of August to celebrate and represent Chicago Footwork. So everybody from all over the world comes here to celebrate Chicago Footwork. We have CFology, which is the kickoff of classes that we're teaching. I'm teaching a class on August 7th. So I teach people from all over the world that comes in. They come take my class, and I teach them footwork, different techniques, how to footwork, how to battle, things, history of the culture. So that happens. If people want to learn more about that, they can just go to CFology on Facebook or Instagram to find out about that. But our event is August 8th. And so what we wanted to do, because everybody comes here in August, we
Right.
wanted to give a platform as far as a stage, a real stage is concerned, so they can really showcase their talent, because most people
Yes.
are still working in small venues, circles, outside. They really don't get a chance to be inside of a real venue and to perform. So our whole idea behind that was to give them a venue where they can come. It's a seated venue. They can actually watch a performance, actually get on a real stage and showcase their talent, and to give them that experience that they probably wouldn't otherwise experience. Because like if you go to India, you know, it's a poor country. So they don't really have, you know, things like that where they could really showcase their talent on the stage, you know. So it's just giving a platform where they can be able to come over here and actually see us do it, and they can actually participate in them as well. And then we give them a grand prize, and we're going to crown a queen and a king. But we also going to get behind them to help them whoever win to push them in the culture. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of slew of things, promotions, videos,
Yes.
PR, to get behind them like a real artist and to push them for a whole year until the next year comes and we crown a new person. So this is an annual event that's going to happen every year. We gonna try to keep it at the Dusaba, but we may go to different venues. But it's gonna happen every year. The crown is gonna happen every year, and then we're gonna take it as a global brand where we're gonna be selling merchandising, music, everything for the culture. And you can go to our website www.crowncfwc.com to look at more information, to buy tickets, to sign up for the competition. It's still open. Come out and show your talent.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to be there. I have never been to a football competition, so that's gonna be really fun to play around with for sure when it comes to content. If you're a content creator, you better come on out because you're not gonna get content like this.
Yeah, you're gonna see people from all over the world footworking. Like you can't just go randomly and see that. Like it's gonna be a once in a lifetime situation where you can see people from all over the world doing something that was created right here in the city of Chicago, right here in our backyard. To see the footwork and to see the music, you know, the sound, all that was created here. The sound, house music, ghetto house music, footwork music, all created here in the city of Chicago, and to see the dance.
That's what's so important because the mainstream media gives us such a bad narrative. There's so many amazing things that are created right here in this city that we don't get credit for. So now the world gets to come here and see what we've created and see how it's literally a global phenomenon.
Absolutely, absolutely, and they're taking the music, they starting to sample it. In mainstream, you can start watching videos and movies, and like it's just starting to take off as far as the sound and the dance. And so I'm just, you know, I'm kind of like a granddaddy, sitting back and watching the grandkids, you know, live out a legacy that we help create and see them pass the torch and continue to do it, you know, because when I was coming up, like Footwrk, it wasn't out, like, so it evolved, you know, with me being there, you know, and just to see it keep moving forward, you know. And so I love the culture. I love, you know, the young kids still learning and just, you know, taking it to the next level. I love it.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see the different cultures from all over the world doing the footwork, and that's what I'm super excited to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's amazing. You know, you just wake up and, you know, you watching TV and a commercial come on and you see it, or you hear the music, or like it's just amazing. I was watching a commercial. I was watching TV last night. I just got back in town from doing a show out in Atlanta, actually 4 shows. And I turned the TV on and a commercial came on and I heard the cha-cha slide music in the background. Rest in peace, Casper.
Yes.
But he called us up and was like, look, I got this song. I need some dancers to go to take this to the next level. And so the House-O-Matic dance crew was, you know, a part of putting that together. If you look at the cha-cha slide video, we're in the video.
Nice.
You know, we've done a lot of stuff over the years and opened up a lot of doorways for a lot of different things. But yeah, rest in peace to my man. He called us up to come rock out with him and help create that video.
Most definitely. And if you don't know what the cha-cha slide is, you have not been anywhere because that is at every single party, no matter what culture you are. That dance is everywhere. So like I said, it's really cool to be able to show the world what Chicago does.
Because a lot of people don't know. Like back in the early 90s, we was touring with a group called Poi Dog Pounder, and we did a show at the Park West in Lincoln Park. And you wouldn't think who was one of the opening acts for us at that show. Just take a wild guess. Like you probably wouldn't have guessed it, but just
the
for fun
90s.
sake, early 90s. That a group that's real big right now, or an act that's real big right now.
Not Boys to Men.
No, it's more of a theatrical act.
Hold on, I'm trying to think. Not the group from Hamilton.
No. So the Blue Man Group.
No,
Blue Man
what?
Group. They did their first
That is
show with us
amazing.
at the Park West.
That is amazing.
We've seen a lot of people come and go to the next level. But we started doing crossover stuff in the early 90s. Touring with Poy Dog, Dave Matthews Band, like a whole bunch of different stuff. If you look at the TV show Chicago Slices, that was early 90s. Like just so much stuff back in the day because we didn't have camera phones and things to that nature. A lot of stuff wasn't recorded. But we've done so much stuff back then, you know, that we don't get credit for, but that we started trending back in the day and opening up a lot of doors for what you see exist now today.
Yes. You know, so, and I wanted to make sure that I had Twon on here because I think the biggest thing that we need to do as creators from Chicago, as creators in the African American community, is to put out the positive things that we are doing in our cities. Because everyone else is going to say all the negative things. Let's put out all the positive things. Let's showcase. Let's support. Let's make sure we're buying the tickets when we have events. All of that, because that's what keeps them going, right? That's how we're able to maintain these incredible events. Like we are about to have the whole world here doing footwork from something that started right here in our amazing city of Chicago.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just amazing. This is 40 years of house music this year. So they've been doing a lot of stuff around the city. We actually did Millennium Park. We headlined at that stage. Me and DJ Sluggo. He's one of the pioneers of Ghetto House. He's one of the creators of that sound. But yeah, a lot of stuff been going on this year for house music itself. 40-year anniversary of house. And so it came a long way. So house music then merged over to Ghetto House, then juke music, and then Chicago Footwrk. So that's the origin and the steps of how the music progressed over the years. And so I have all that history on our building on 111 Woodworth. So, but you can go to our website too, theurbanarc.org. You also can go to the Crown website, crowncfwc.com, to find out more information about the event. But definitely come and get your tickets. We still have tickets available. Come and see what we got going on in the city of Chicago. Definitely. Opportunities always present itself. You never know who's going to be in the building. We got people in all industries that's going to be there. You never know. You can get picked to be in a video, TV series, all type of stuff. Like it's definitely going to be the right people in the building.
And that's the one thing I want to say to anyone that was competing. When he says anyone's going to be in the building, you never know who's going to be in the building. He's not kidding. Remember, it's not just about that performance because there's going to be videotapes. They're going to see you guys. You never know. That performance can get you on your next TV show, on your next big music video. There's no question about it because when you come and bring your A game, I already know it's going to be nothing but stars in the building, period.
Absolutely. Yeah, yes. we just trying to further the culture. You know, we do it all the time. I still teach classes. You know, a lot of people in the culture still teach classes. So if you want to learn, it's definitely teachers out here that can teach you. If you want to be in a dance group or a dance footwork crew, there's plenty of them out here that's always looking for new members. The sky's the limit. You know, it's always something going. The younger people right now, like Goon Squad, they're doing really good things right now as far as the footwork culture is concerned. You got Footwrk, the Prophecy crew, they're doing good stuff. It's a lot of crews out here that's still active and doing stuff and still competing and involved in stuff all over the world, dancing with people. I just came from a Missy show. You know, you got some people from the dance groups back in the day that's on stage with her doing her thing
Yes.
with people. You got all over. It's just people all over in the industry doing stuff, when it comes to the culture. So it's always going to be an outlet for you. So
I was definitely and shout out to Missy Elliott for
yeah,
putting so many artists up on game.
yeah. She always looking
And
out
for
for
being
people.
so creative when it
Yeah,
comes to the artists that she works with. You know what I mean? I think that's what we need to understand is that Missy Elliott has always been creative with her music. And she never
yeah,
compromised
absolutely.
herself. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to my girl Blair. She's a part of the dance people that kind of keep Chicago alive, in that field over there. So,
Black
but yeah,
Christian, yeah, she's dope.
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, the culture is still living, it's still going. I'm gonna be around. My school gonna be around. So it ain't no excuse. But definitely come and check out
Yes.
it August 8th, DuSable Museum. You don't want to miss it. Tickets are only $25. Man, come and support. It's definitely for a great cause.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I do so much, not just in the dance industry, but just in the entertainment industry, and outside the entertainment industry. So, I think I will be okay just with my thing is generational wealth, helping create generational wealth and being able to be a light and a beacon and giving people the information that they need and the tools that they need so they can take their life to the next level. So anything that God gave you, a God-given talent, you can take that and make it into a business. And it's just some information that we don't know that I'm always teaching and always putting out so people can change their lives in this lifetime while they're able to still enjoy it. And so that's my biggest thing is just creating opportunity and showing people the way, the right road to take without all the politics, without all of the red tape, where they can get right to it, where they can change their lives, do what they love the best, and create generational wealth. It's just small little things on what to invest in, how to start a family trust, just small things that we can do now that we can teach our kids that can change their lives for the rest of their lives. Your 16-year-old child, you can have them to work for your company for 3 years, putting $6,500 a year into a Roth IRA, and only for 3 years invested. And by the time they get retirement age, it'll be over $1 million in there, and that's only contributing for 3 years. So it's just a lot of things that we can do for our culture now while they're young to set them up where they don't have to go through the struggle that we had to go through coming up and breaking generational curses. But it's a lot of things that we teach. I'm always teaching. So if you need some investment or some financial information, knowledge, whatever, I'm always teaching stuff. You can always hit me up on Instagram. I'm Twon_TUA. Facebook, Twon. You can always go to the website, theurbanarc.org. You can go to the Crown website, crowncfwc.com. We always giving out free information. It don't cost you nothing, so, and we're not charging you. So just come, get the free information, change your life.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much again. I truly appreciate you. Thank you for everybody that came through. Shout out to my girl, Miss Understood. Paulette Waters coming through as well. Of course, shout out to Jewel, Ms. Antoinette Simmons for connecting me with you. Amazing people. I'm super excited to meet you in person for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're looking forward to it. We're gonna have you set up VIP style at the event, so we got you covered.
Let's go.
That's your list of the people that's coming with you. We got them covered too, and let's
I love it. Let's go. Absolutely. Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, you guys. All right, make sure to continue to express what makes you unique.
Absolutely.